This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
And now, the show that takes all other podcasts to a new height. And here, this is Ramblin About Wrestlin, powered by RingsideNews.com, your number one 24-hour source of WWE and TNA.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight marks the 48th episode of Ramblin About Wrestlin, and boy, do we have a special one for you tonight. My name, as always, is Dizzy. Alongside me, the Ringside Ramblers, Bubba, Max Magius, Jaybone, and Paul Sweat joins us for the program. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
How's it going tonight?
Oh, it's fantastic. It doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah. I know. It's just another glorious Thursday evening full of wrestling shit to talk about.
Well, not just
More than that.
Not just that, no, but let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Later on in the show, we have Jaybone's Mucha Lucha, and we'll catch you up on some wrestling news and Raw. But, guys, kicking tonight's show off, you may remember him from the WWE Tag Team Cryme Tyme back in 2008 until 2014. I hope I got that right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce JTG joining us for tonight's show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna kick things up a notch. I like to do my little own intro. So here we go. Yo. It's your boy JTG, aka the Radiator Man, because your boy stays with that heat. Cheer, holla at me.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's better than
That
any
was
scripted
amazing.
WB promo.
that was amazing.
Oh boy.
That was probably the best thing we've ever had on this show.
Yeah,
Thank you so
that's
much.
Money. Jeez. WWE
I'm in the
can learn
building.
something.
That was awesome.
My night has been made. Thank you, sir.
Oh, so you can end it now then?
I can. I'm still going to stick around, but
Nah,
that was.
I'm here. So what's going on, guys?
Nothing
You're what's
much.
going on. Your
Yeah.
book. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did I write this book?
Yeah. The best title, actually, that's probably got to be ranking up there with the best title of a book, probably of all time.
Yeah, that was
It's got to
cool.
be definitely in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, JTG, we do have a lot to talk about with you tonight. My first question for you this evening, your work in the WWE and wrestling in general, give us your background, man.
My background, growing up as a kid, a lot of people ask me, what got me into wrestling and where did I start and when was my big break? And my background is I was just always a big, like every other wrestler, we were all big fans of it. We're all marks. Every wrestler is a deep down is a mark that just had enough courage to pursue their dream and become a WWE superstar. Right out of high school, I went straight for my dream. I seeked out some schools. I moved to Charlotte to take some training. I was there for 6 months, and then I eventually moved back home. And then I moved to Memphis to be closer to Louisville, Kentucky. Then I moved back home again. Then I was taking the bus from New York to Louisville, Kentucky. And then the bus started breaking down. I was late for class. My trainer pulled me to the side and said, "Look, you have a lot of potential." My trainer was actually Nick Densmore at the time. In the amateur class at the World knows him as Eugene, and
Oh, no kidding.
he was my first trainer
Wow.
in the amateur class, and I eventually moved to Louisville, Kentucky. Elijah Burke and Armando Estrada, they took me under their wing when I first got there. Shad also, and brought me up to speed, and I was there for 3 years. I moved to Louisville, Kentucky when I was 19 years old. And when I was 21, I got signed to a developmental deal.
Wow. How was that? Like your first initial phone call with the WWE saying, "Hey, we want to sign you." How did that make you feel?
It was mind blowing. I
Yeah.
got the call as soon as I got to work. It was just perfect timing. So I was working at the daycare at the Gold's Gym. I was working there because I needed to get a free workout membership, and I couldn't pay for it at the time. I was broke.
Nice.
So you could have caught JTG taking care of your kids. And when I opened up the daycare, it was just me. And I turned the lights on. I sat down. I was about to eat my lunch real quick, which was just tuna and ramen noodles.
Oh,
And
man.
I got a call from a Connecticut. No, first it was a block number,
Mhm.
and then it was John Laurinaitis's assistant, and then she transferred me over to him, and then he's like, "Hey kid, we've seen all the work you've been doing down in OVW in Louisville, Kentucky. How would you like a job?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" At first I thought it was a joke. I thought it was because a lot of the guys was impersonating Johnny's voice because he has a very distinct voice.
Right?
And I thought someone was ribbing me, but when I got transferred back to his assistant and they started asking for some personal information like passport and all this and stuff, like, oh, this is the real deal. Oh shit! Right then and there, I wanted to leave. I didn't even want to stay my whole shift, but I wanted to leave them kids right there. Like, hey man, I'm rich now. Shit, I don't gotta stay here.
Yeah, last one turned the lights off. Right.
Put my 2 weeks notice in. I I didn't want to burn any bridges.
There you go.
Well, now I've read a good portion of your book, and basically what you just said is in the book. I don't want to give too much of it away, but I haven't finished it completely. But it's called "Damn." Why did I write this book? Why that title?
Oh, because that was the first tweet I put out after I got released, and it got such a huge response. I mean, I'm still getting favorites and retweets still off of that post, and that was like last year.
Wow.
And what better title than "Damn, why did I write this book?"
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that tweet. It was, damn, why'd I pick up the phone? That was awesome.
Right?
So my question is, you talked about how did that tweet, was that just something you thought of instantly? You're like, geez, this is what I need to put out?
When I got the call, I was actually in the airport. I was just coming back from vacation. I was visiting some family in Trinidad, and I'll tell you another funny story about that. Before I answer your question, when me and Shad got the call back to go to WWE, I was in Trinidad. Shad gave me a call, and he was like, "Hey, they might want to bring us back on the road. They want us to go back and train at Booker T's school." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." So that was in Trinidad. Now fast forward 7 years, I haven't been back to Trinidad. When I left Trinidad, that's when I got the call that I was being released. So
man.
I wonder if it was Trinidad, if I didn't go to Trinidad, or if I would have still have been under contract.
Now you mentioned Shad. How long have you known Shad?
I know Shad since I was 19 years old. He gave me my first apartment.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I was living in at the Suburban Lodge in Louisville, Kentucky, at a motel. Because I just moved there, and that's where a majority of the OVW talent who just moved there was staying. They got a pretty good rate because of OVW. I was staying there for a few months, and Shad, he was moving out of his apartment, and I just took over his lease. And at 19, I had to mature very early. I was all out on my own. It was kind of like my college years.
Yeah.
And I know, so 19. Yeah, I'm 19. So I met him when I was 19. I'm 30 now, so almost 11 years.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a good chunk of your life.
Yeah. So he was the one that you met at OVW, because you mentioned you met somebody at OVW, and I assume it was Shad.
Yeah, I met the first who took me under their wing was Elijah Burke. He got me up to speed.
Yeah.
He actually introduced me to Shad, and me and Shad, my first tag team match with Shad was at my second amateur show. Mm-hmm. That was our first match together.
I have one question. When you got into the WWE, the main roster, did you have, outside of Elijah Burke and Estrada, did you have any other veteran mentors that'll just kind of take you under your wing when you got to the main roster?
I had a lot of those two guys were close to me, but I did have some friends, but they were also on the same level as me, and we kind of like learned together. Like for instance, I don't know if you watched TNA, Matt Barella, he was in TNA. He was teamed up with what was that? I forgot the name of his tag team, but he was at TNA for a short while. He was actually the tag champs. It was him and two other Latina chicks.
Is that LAX?
Nah, not LAX, but his partner wasn't LAX. Not Homicide, the other guy's name.
Oh, Hernandez?
Yeah, I think Hernandez and him were a tag team in TNA. Matt Varela.
Oh,
Don't know his ring name.
okay.
Yeah, me and him was close friends. I was actually his best man at his wedding.
Mhm.
And we trained together. Who else? Abraham Washington. Me and him was real close. That was actually my tag team partner. Also, he's the one who came up with the Cryme Tyme look.
Wow.
Me and him was Cryme Tyme gimmick at first, but not the characters. Just we were just straight up thugs, But when Chad and I did it, we added the comical dimension to it.
Yeah, that's one of the most memorable part, at least for me, of Cryme Tyme was the vignettes. This slogan, the music to me was very memorable. Like as soon as your guys' music came on, you would see. I was like, wow, it was going to be something. It's going to be a great match, and it's going to be funny. You and Chad together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember watching you guys on a Raw where DX was outside. They got kicked out of the stadium or the arena, and there you guys are selling scalp tickets, and they happen to come up and just the interaction between you and Shawn Michaels, Shad and Shawn Michaels was just great.
Actually,
I
I
had a
gotta
lot of fun
say,
taping that. It was cold as fuck, but we had a great time doing that. We did about 2 takes because everyone was just having a good time and we were laughing and we had to do it over.
Nice.
Yeah.
one of my favorite moments was when they were here in Denver and they were selling off Regal's stuff from his office from when he was GM.
Well, I don't even remember that. I gotta look back on YouTube and check that out.
Yeah.
Me and Shad did a lot of stuff and a lot of backstage tapings. There's a lot of stuff I don't even remember.
Yeah, you guys were coming down around the ringside and you were offering up, like there was a picture that he had up in the office that was like a painting from back home in England that you guys sold to somebody at ringside. It was pretty cool, actually.
I do not remember. Oh man, I'm getting old.
All right. When you guys and John Cena destroyed JBL's limo, and then Cena writes JBL is poopy on it, did you guys give him shit for that?
Did we give him shit? Give who shit for it? John Cena?
Yeah.
Oh no, John could have did anything. We could have given him shit. Speaking of heat, jeez.
Yes. Oh, all right. Wow, you can't even. Oh, okay. Wow.
Now
it makes sense now. Read the book, folks.
Yeah. Now, you just said the keyword heat. I want for you, JTG, to explain to the folks out there that are listening that don't know the meaning of the word heat.
All right, heat. Heat is a dark cloud that follows a wrestler backstage after a personal incident or misunderstanding backstage. One could get heat for just, saying the wrong thing by accident. One could get heat for, let me see, for an example, how I got heat. You could get heat for saying hi the wrong way or passing something and catering the wrong way. And, and that, you might not even know you have heat, but you got it. And then everyone is giving you side eyes. Nobody wants to sit with you in catering. Nobody wants to ride with you to the next show, which is very important because you want to split those bills when you're on the road, so it doesn't cut too much into your profit. So getting heat definitely affects you financially.
Wow.
So what you're kind of explaining, it's like being in middle school.
Yeah, it's definitely being in middle school, even elementary school. Like heat is a grown ass version of cooties.
With a cheese touch.
Wow.
So how do you figure out the unwritten rules of WWE? How do you figure those out? You just kind of learn on your own, or are you lucky enough to get other guys?
Have somebody take you under your wing, and and for all the inspiring wrestlers, anybody who wants to be a professional wrestler, everybody who's trying out for Tough Enough need to get my book, because at the end of the book I have a section called the Heat Commandments.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant, folks. I'm telling you guys, go buy the book. It's well worth it just for that.
So it's like a little how-to Bible.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm sorry, I have one more comment. It's that's shocking to me. It's a it used to be a multi-billion-dollar company, and not much anymore, but it's still a big company. I'm like, it shocks me. It's like I don't understand that kind of kiddie politics stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a system in place that's been passed down. It's just like tradition. It's like we glorify doing things the hard way, the tough way, which is not safe and sometimes not even smart.
Yeah.
Like working injured. We glorify that backstage, but it's not smart. You know, when you watch certain documentaries, you hear certain wrestlers like, "Yeah, I broke my neck and I still wrestled the match." It's like, no, that's not safe. You could have been paralyzed, but we glorify that.
Right.
And if you didn't, you'll get heat for it.
Now, you mentioned on your debut, you were coming out to the ring. You said you were so excited to be on Raw, and you and Shad, and it was your debut match against
Spirit Squad.
Oh, yeah, Spirit Squad. And you mentioned when you went backstage, you got there was a legend that was pissed off of the way that you came out to the stage, and
Ruined my night. Yeah, I don't want to give too much of the book away, but he just ruined my night. You know, I was on cloud 9. I'm on top of the world. The day I've been waiting for. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm at the Staples Center, and you can't get no higher than that. Especially with the crowd response we got, the response we got from our peers. I couldn't ask for a better night, and it was going all well until you got to read the book.
I guess you can't. I guess you can't give the name away, can you?
Oh, definitely. I kept names out on purpose because it's kind of fun trying to figure it out, especially for diehard fans.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna figure it out. I mean, if you're a diehard fan, I definitely get dropping up hints for you to know who the superstar is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I figured it out, but
it's a fun read, you know, just on that aspect alone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, I didn't know, and we talked about this before the show. I didn't know that there was such a thing as Wrestler's Court. That's insane to me. Like, how often does that happen?
It's real. It very, very rarely happens. It has to be something very significant that you have to be called there for in front of your peers, the jury. And I can't remember. I think I was the last person brought to court that I remember. I can't remember the last time there was a case.
Oh,
That's just crazy, man. I mean, I don't.
Again, though, buy the book just so it's worth it, just for that story in itself, right there.
Yeah.
I have one question before I give it back to Dizzy. And you kind of brought it up a little bit regarding injuries and working with injuries. What's your stance, because this has been in the news a lot for the past couple of weeks, months, about concussions and how dangerous are concussions and working with concussions?
Yeah, with the concussions, they're taking that pretty serious now. You know, when I had a concussion, you know, I had to go through a bunch of impact tests, so they've been very, very strict about that.
Okay, good.
In the past, while I was there, up to now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they even banned certain moves because certain wrestlers were getting concussions from it. So you know, it's no more chair shots. So yeah, they're being strict about it. We also got not classes, but we had PowerPoint training about concussions. Remember Christopher Nowinski, he came in and gave a PowerPoint presentation about concussions and how to protect yourself, and so they're taking that pretty serious.
Yeah. He runs some kind of foundation based all around that, doesn't he? In sports in general.
Yes, yeah, because that ended his career. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's a very serious. I mean, we've all seen what happened with Daniel Bryan. I mean, he's out of action for quite some time because of the high risk maneuvers that he would do. You know, so it's a very serious.
I didn't know that. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out for at least a couple. I guess indefinitely. He's still having neck problems.
Yeah, and he's the Intercontinental Champion right now.
Sorry to hear that. You know, that's another thing I gotta say. I was pretty blessed throughout my career to be in the WWE for 8 years. I have never suffered any serious injuries. You know, I've been hurt, I've been sore, bruised, but I never had any serious injuries to take me off the road.
Yeah. So
do you think that that's more attributed to you knowing what you're doing, or just having good, smart opponents, or just luck, or pure blind luck?
A combination of both.
Speaking of opponents, I got a question. Is there anyone who was on the roster back when you were in the WWE? Is there anyone there that you wished you could have been in the ring with, spent some time with, had a great match with, whatever, that you didn't have a chance to?
Good question. Looking back, I worked with, I never worked against Shawn or John Cena. I worked alongside of them. Worked with Ray. Worked with Undertaker. He kicked my ass. He threw me out of the Royal Rumble. That was a privilege.
Hey, that's a good notch to have on your belt.
Yes. Undertaker threw me out of the Royal Rumble. No, I don't think I have any.
Okay.
I'll say one thing, Dizzy, and I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah.
I remember watching episode of SmackDown. You pinned Chris Jericho clean. And how was it working with Chris?
Working with Chris is I put that in the book. That is the best veteran to work with. Some veterans, they big dog you. They call the whole match to you, and you don't have any creative liberty. And with Chris, that's the first thing when we got together to put the match together. He said, "What do you want to do?" Which is mind blowing for a veteran to ask a up and coming rookie. He's like, "So what do you want to do? What moves you want to do? Get all your shit in." For him to say that, it was like, wow. And then I'll tell him what I want to do. And since he's such a genius, he'll make it all make sense. When you're a professional wrestler, you're pretty much a storyteller. You just don't go out there and just start doing moves. That's the difference between a professional wrestler and those indie wrestlers. Professional wrestlers, they have moves, but they know when to do it and how to do it and how to tell a story and get the fans emotionally involved. You just don't do spots. And Chris Jericho is a genius
psychology
at doing that. Yeah, there's definitely a psychology, yes.
Yeah, so basically you're just looking for the pop from the crowd.
Yeah, you're under indies, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, well, go ahead, Bubba, and then
I will say one more thing. I'm not going to, it's what I remember hearing is getting the most crowd reaction by taking the least amount of punishment to your body. That's kind of like telling a story. Be my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Chris Jericho and Undertaker, is there anybody else that you're still cool with in the WWE?
Yeah, I'm cool with a lot of guys in WWE. Bray Wyatt.
Really?
I'm a fan of his character. I wish him all the success in the world. He deserves it. He's such a nice, great guy behind the scenes. Again, Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston. I hope while I'm saying this, I'm not getting them any heat. Alex Riley, and I wish them all the best.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I saw that that Dolph sent out a tweet about your book today. So how cool is that? That just shows that. Yeah, very cool.
He also helped with the with some of the editing. My wife helped me write the book. So yeah, it took a team to help put this out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Do you talk to them on a regular basis, or because of their busy schedules, do you not have time? Or
well, I don't we don't like talk over the phone all the time.
Right.
Text, tweet, Facebook. There's so many different platforms that we stay in touch.
Yeah.
And when Dolph's in town, he's in town a lot. Doing his stand up. I go out and support him, and guy's hilarious. If Dolph ever comes to your town to do a comedy show, you got to go out. You got to go. The guy's hilarious.
Nice.
You mentioned in the book, you grew up on, using your mom's sofa as a top turnbuckle, giving a flying elbow, which I did too, like Macho Man Randy Savage. And I just wanted to know who your wrestling idols were growing up as a kid.
Well, as a kid, I went through stages, in the 80s, it was definitely Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. And then as we went into the 90s, it was Bret Hart all the way. I was a diehard Bret Hart fan.
Really? Yeah.
And then it started to evolve to Shawn Michaels too. Let me throw him in there. I can't forget about him. Who else? And then it evolved into Attitude Era. There was Jeff Hardy was a big influence on me. The Rock, Chris Jericho, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope I'm not leaving anybody out.
So I guess
Yeah,
it was like a kid in a candy store because you mentioned Chris Jericho. I bet it was like, being a kid being in a candy store when you got to work with him.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is also in the book. The story out there. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a picture in there. Like when I worked Jericho, I was such a mark, for Chris Jericho. I asked Jericho when we worked each other. Like I have one request. Can you put me in the old school lion tamer? He's like, oh, I haven't done that in a while, but yeah, if you want to. Like, yeah, shit. And then he did it.
That's cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. Are you still cool with Shad then? Are you guys still
me and
buddies?
Shad are definitely cool. We're still buddies. We got some bookings coming up next month. Yeah, but that's been my brother for the past decade, and yeah, we still party, we still go out, we still kick it, we still work out together at Gold's Gym in Venice, and yeah, we have some plans. That's definitely the homie for life.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this ebook, your new ebook, damn, why did I write this book? Is you're selling it on online for 99 cents. Why did you decide to sell it at this price?
It's only for the first week, just get the buzz out there. I was pretty confident that the book was good. I don't want to toot my own talk, but the book is definitely good. It's definitely worth the read. And it's a short read. It's entertaining. It gives you a good glimpse into the subculture of the wrestling business. And I know the word will get out there. Enough people buy it at 99 cents. And then the week after that, it's going to go on Amazon worldwide for $2.99.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's definitely worth the $1. It's definitely worth the $3, whatever the hell you decide to sell it at. It's a really good book. I was really impressed with it. Like I said, man, I'm halfway through it. Yeah, I'm halfway through it.
If you're a wrestling fan, it's a bargain at twice the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did you guys? Oh, not a problem. Hey, thanks for writing it. How did you guys never get the tag titles?
Yeah,
it makes zero sense.
Oh well, if you read the book, it'll make sense a little bit.
Yeah, but man, that place is high school. That's it. I mean, I've always kind of thought that, but you really just hammered it home. Of how almost petty that place can be sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's the cooties, man, and you can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. Even if you are the picture perfect talent. You come to work on time, you don't drink, you don't smoke. Somebody will look at you like, oh, look at this guy. He doesn't smoke or drink. Sure, he think he's all that. The next thing you know, you got heat. It's like I did everything I can not to get heat. I'm getting heat. It's like you can't avoid it. You're gonna get heat no matter what.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back?
I have no desire to go back right now. I can't. That's my feelings right now. I'm pretty much burned out. I got it out of my system.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
I love wrestling. I'll always love it. I'll always love my fans. I'll always love engaging with them, entertaining them. But I'm not in love right now on going back on the road and being on the full-time roster.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my questions is what is it like being on the full-time roster on the road?
Well, to be on the road full-time, you definitely got to love. You have to be in love with wrestling. You have to be obsessed with it, because let me take you through when you, as a professional wrestler, you leave your home, you go to the airport, you leave your family, you take your flight to and I'm on the West Coast, so majority of the shows are on the East Coast. So sometimes I'm taking red eyes to get to a show. You get on the road, you have to book your own. When you're doing live events, you got to book your own hotel, you got to book your own car rental. You got to go to the gym. You got to keep up your health, your body, your health, nutrition to work out in. And then after the show, you're looking for something to eat because it's pretty late and all the restaurants are closing. So you try to pull the whole WWE thing. Like, yeah, I'm a WWE superstar. I just had a show here in your town. You mind if you keep the kitchen open? And sometimes they grant it. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just have to go to a 7-Eleven and grab some tuna and eat it on the way to the next town to the show. You wake up again and you do it all over again. You wake up, go to a show, and you do that pretty much for like 4 or 5 days straight, because you're on the road. You have a show Friday and you don't get home until Wednesday, because you do the live events on Friday, Saturday, Sunday sometimes a pay-per-view, Monday is Raw, Tuesday is SmackDown, and Wednesday is a travel day. So you pretty much have, if you're on the road full time, pretty much just half of Wednesday and Thursday.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a schedule and a half, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Wow, that's crazy. It takes a human being to put yourself through that.
Yeah.
A great human being, because you're taking bumps during these matches, and maybe you're going to be sore after these matches, correct? To a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. And you have to go to drive to the next show, and man, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how long are you guys in town for before actual Raw? Like, how long would you stay in a city before Raw was on the air live on USA? Did you have time to go sightseeing? Were you just booked with shit to do?
Sometimes you're booked with shit to do. Like for the champions, that's a total different responsibility. For like, let's say, the tag team champions, sometimes they might have to go promote the show at Raw. They might have to do several radio shows. They might have to do some news shows, and they promote the show. They get up at 4:00 because they have the news in the morning at 5 or 6 o'clock, and they're promoting shows. Yeah, they're doing a bunch of interviews, and me and Chad weren't even the tag team champions, and we had a bunch of those. Sometimes we had to wake up early and do some promoting for Raw. So back to your question, do we have any time to go sightseeing? Hell no. Just the gym. You can take some selfies at the gym.
There you go.
So, other than WWE, we have these other organizations coming up. Are coming up into the mainstream, like Lucha Underground, TNA to a certain extent. Would you ever consider looking at any other organization, maybe in the future?
I might consider doing Lucha Underground with Shad, because it's right here in Los Angeles. Just a hop, skip, a jump away.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll take away some of the traveling, the traveling aspect, and it's not so much. They pretty much tape like 3 or 4 times throughout the week. So yeah, I think I can handle that.
Yeah,
and they also do seasons. It's not it's not full time like the WWE where it's just all year round.
Right.
That brings up that actually brings up another good point. Would you rather have in like all wrestling a season like the NFL, like baseball, so you guys can rest or at least spend time with your loved ones?
Oh, definitely. I definitely believe that the WWE should have an off season. They can entertain the fans without wrestling every day of the year, every week of the year. They could bring back old storylines. They have the WWE Network. There's a bunch of ways to entertain them and give the talent a break, just to take a breath of fresh air.
Right.
But again, if I was under contract and I said that, I'll get in so much trouble.
Wait,
Well, you're free here. You can say whatever you want.
We'll have an off season. We don't take off seasons.
Right. Well, why do you think Vince works the wrestlers so? Sorry.
Now go ahead.
Well, why do you think Vince works the wrestlers so hard? I mean, is he that into his product to deliver such a good quality show, or what is it?
He loves that business, and he loves entertaining the fans all year round. It's pretty much a tradition, and I don't think he'll ever break that. Especially for the not for the talent. I think the fans come first.
Yeah.
Do you still watch WWE?
Not really. I watch like the big pay-per-views. I will watch. I watched WrestleMania, and that was a great pay-per-view. I will watch SummerSlam. I'll watch the Royal Rumble, but just the major ones, really. And the WWE Network, I'll get the username and password for my boy, and I'll always use his account.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, do you pay it back? Do you pay it forward and pay $9.99 for the network?
I'm not giving them another cent. They owe me.
Yeah, they owe you at this point.
Nice.
I've heard stories in the past that if you worked in a WWE, you could go to a Raw and talk to people in the back. Is that the case for you? If you wanted just to attend a Raw and talk to people?
I wouldn't do it. Me personally, they've been in LA several times, and I had no desire to go back there. Usually, when you go backstage, it looks like you want to get your job back. They automatically, subconsciously, they'll be like, "Oh, he's trying to get his job back," and I don't want people thinking that at all. I went to Lucha Underground with Shad, and then there was some rumors about how we were trying to get a job. It was like, geez, I just come to enjoy the show live. They have free drinks and and a great catering, and I just come to the show and enjoy it. The whole JTG and Chad trying to get jobs. It's like, no.
Again,
so I would definitely not go backstage. No, I'll see my boys after the show.
That's so damn petty. That's so petty. Why? I don't know why they would think that, oh, well, this guy's back because he's just trying to get his job back. That's just so stupid. And that's just some of the pettiness about the WWE that we've talked about constantly on this show. It's just crazy. Now you brought up something really interesting. We got about 10 minutes left. You brought up something really interesting. You're going to be in a movie. Oh
yeah, I'm doing this movie called Bad Night. Directed by these two brothers called Chris and Nick Riedel. Is with these two YouTube stars. They got over 2 million YouTube subscribers and likes on their videos, and the studios decided to give them their own movie. Their names are Lauren Elizabeth and Jen McAllister, and they're pretty much high school students. It reminds me of Superbad. It starts off one way, then it just takes a dark turn, and it's a dark comedy. They get into the wrong car, and they just go on a wild adventure. And they had Matt Walsh is in there from Veep. What's that chick name from the 80s movies? 18 Candles. What's it called?
Oh, 16
Molly Ringwald?
Yeah, she's in there. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
No shit.
God, I'm watching it then.
Paul's marking out for Molly.
Same here.
Come on, I grew up in the 80s. Of course I had a crush
I
on
did
her.
too,
Who
yeah.
didn't? Jeez.
So in that movie, I was a supporting character. I did my own stunts. Like, he's a wrestler. He could do his own stunts. I get my ass beat by this chick. I had no problem getting my ass beat by her. I'm used to that.
So it's just basically kind of like a Superbad. It's just
with two chicks. Yeah.
Oh,
two
nice.
chicks. And you're one of the. Are you like in the movie the entire way, or?
Yeah, I'm one of the bad guys that's chasing them around town, trying to bring them back to the big boss.
Oh, awesome.
That's fucking awesome. So is it going to be like on YouTube, or where's it going to be at?
It's going to be I think it's an independent film, but it's going to be in some it's going to be in some theaters, and then I think if it does very well, it's going to be in all theaters. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
So when does it premiere?
I believe the premiere is in July.
July. Wow.
Oh, the summer. Nice.
Yeah, we have to do some research and find out where it's at least in our area.
Yeah. If there's any showings in Missouri, I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. How did you get hooked up with this movie?
One of the casting directors, he I've been doing some auditioning out here in Hollywood, and one of the casting directors that I knew, he came across my profile, and he thought I was perfect for the role. And the directors just loved me when they saw my video package. They're like, yes, definitely. I didn't even have to audition. They just loved me right off the bat.
Nice.
Wow.
Did you have some of your old WWE stuff in there just to throw in for comedy's sake?
Oh yeah, I got some of my shit in. It's just a little bit.
Nice.
There was a part where my co-star, he's like, "You're an urban legend." And like, yeah, I'm like, damn right. That was urban legend of sports entertainment, JTG.
Now, I did want to bring this up real quick before we let you go, man. I was searching around, and I put your name into Google, and I found this from Bleacher Report, and it was released back in February of 16 of 2015. And it says, JTG says Vince is out of touch, quote unquote, and claims gimmick was stolen from him. What is that all about, man? Can you talk about that with us?
Yeah, definitely. When I said that Vince is out of touch, there's a big generation gap with him and what's going on right now. Like, I'm pretty sure like he has no clue what Instagram is, or I know he knows what Twitter is, but Instagram and all the stuff that that's big in our generation. I don't think he knows too much about it, or what's hip and what's cool right now. So there's definitely a generation gap. And Hunter, who's pretty much in charge right now, he's more up to date with what's going on.
Mhm.
And what was the other question after that?
Well, I was there was just that one, but I was also going to ask you, do you think Triple H would be better suited for the product versus Vince McMahon?
Vince is more approachable. It's hard to put something in Triple H's hand and get some feedback. Vince, you could knock on his door. I remember I was there. I knocked on his door several times and pitched some ideas, or had a talk with him. His door is always open. Now, Hunter, he's hard to get a hold of, and if he doesn't like you, he doesn't give a shit.
Wow.
Not quite as approachable.
Yeah. You see, with Vince, even if he doesn't like you, if it's good for business, if you can make him money, you're on his show. Other way around with Triple H, from my opinion, if it's good for business and it's going to make the company money, but he doesn't like you, it's not going to work.
So was that the same way with Stephanie then? Like if you ever had to go to her for an idea, was that the same way? She was kind of just standoffish if she didn't like you.
No, I never really. Stephanie was great to work with. Even with our backstage vignettes, she was in charge, and she gave us a lot of creative liberty, and I never really pitched an idea to her. But when we were doing these vignettes, Shad and I will pitch, what we just tweak a little things, how we would go about doing things, and she let us do it.
You have such a great little story there in the book about Stephanie that that everybody has to read. It is too funny. Can't give it away here. Read the book. You'll get it. You will die laughing. So.
I'll probably have enough time for one more question, and this is a question I ask every wrestler or person in the business. Have you seen or been a part of any great ribs? Maybe one outside the book or any other ribs you could talk about.
Oh man, there was so much ribs done to me. That's a whole new different book. I call that ribs. A portion of the ribs that were done to me, if you could get him on the show, was done by Armando Estrada. He did a lot of good ribs on me, especially back from OVW. I'll give you one rib that he did on me. When we were in OVW, we had amateur class shows. We'll give out tickets to friends and family, and they'll come watch you wrestle. And it'll give you a good chance to perform in front of an audience. So I had my girlfriend flying from New York to the show to see me perform. I was doing a tag team match at the time, and I had this cool ass music. I think it was from Dipset. I don't know if you know who Dipset is.
Oh yeah, I know who that is. Yep.
And and Jim Jones. I had this badass song. I couldn't wait to come out to it. And when I came out to when the music hit, it was out. They announced my name, and when my music hit, Barbie Girl came on. I was so livid. Barbie World, and I had to come out. It was like, fuck, they announced my name, and if I don't come out, and I'll get beat. And I couldn't. And I just came out, had to play it off, and as soon as I got backstage, I knew who was responsible for it. I saw him laughing. I'm like, you cocksucker.
That's amazing.
Oh god.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Nice.
JTG, man, it's been a pleasure talking with you. The book is called Damn, Why Did I Write This Book? You can get it right now on what is it? Pay Hip?
Yeah, Pay Hip. Or you can get the link on my Twitter at JTG1284.
Absolutely. And for right now, it's only 99 cents for until when is it? The full price?
End of the week.
End of the week, and the full price is what? $3?
$2.99. Yes.
And guys, this is such worth the read. I definitely hope that you go out and buy it, man. It's worth the read. If you've ever wanted to know what's going on inside the wrestler's life, it's really well worth the read. JTG, are there any other plugs that you'd like to give out on the show? Go ahead, feel free.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing a Q&A about the book. I don't know exactly when. Just stay tuned on my Twitter and Instagram. My Instagram username is JTG121084, and I'll be giving voice I'll give voice responses using this app called AirSay. That's really cool. You can use sound effects while you're recording, and I'll post the link out, and fans could I'll interact with the fans. They can ask a question, and I'll give voice messages.
Oh, that's really
wow.
nice.
Cool.
That's awesome, man. JTG, man, I know your time is limited. Thank you so much for coming on Rambling About Wrestling, man. We've really appreciated it.
Man. Appreciate it.
Thank
It was
you.
a
We
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it's been a blast, man. We look forward to this all freaking week. So thank you very much, sir.
You have
Thank
to come
you.
back
Guys,
if there's a
have a great
book number
night.
2.
Oh yeah, we're working on that. Damn, why did I write that book too? We'll get to that.
Damn, why did I
awesome.
write that book again? There it is. There's
There you go.
I love it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you, man.
JTG.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, JTG's book. Damn, why did I write this book? Only 99 cents at PayHip. We'll put the link here in the description.